So this video is showing you how to start to edit your site using Elementor. There are two ways to get into Elementor edit mode. The first is to visit your site. So you can go up in the left-hand corner and then just hit visit site. And then at the top, you'll see an option to edit with Elementor. Okay, now going back out to the dashboard, the other way is to go to pages and hit all pages. And this will bring a list of all the pages that you have on your site. And then you can just hover over one of them and hit edit with Elementor. Okay, so as a starting point, you're going to see that there's a toolbar on the left. It's got a set of widgets. These ones here are all free. The ones here with the locks on them are part of the paid version. And then you've got another set of free widgets down here. So a widget is sort of like you'd expect. They're different elements which you can drag and drop. And so if you wanted to have social icons, you could drag those and put them on your site and easily edit them. And Elementor comes with all sorts of things, and you can play around here and see everything that's included. But even in the free version, it's pretty impressive. Up to, SoundCloud files, let's see, sidebar, testimonials, progress bars. So it's got all sorts of stuff in here. It's quite a good page builder, including the free version. So it's why we recommend most people to pick themes that use Elementor or Divi. Another thing to mention here at the bottom, if you want to add a new section or add a new element, you can go down here and click the plus icon, and then it's going to ask you how many columns you want. So what it's really asking is, okay, what do you want the layout to be? So here we can see that it's got 3 columns, a small one, larger one, and then another smaller one. So in that case, you would want to pick this here. But for this example, I'll just pick this here, one simple column. And then you can hit the plus sign, and it'll bring up the widget tool again, and then you can just drag in whatever you want in here. So let's drag image in, and I can show you how to upload an image. So what you want to do here, once you've got the image in, is click here to choose the image, and you're going to have a few options. You can upload images and just drag and drop them here. You can pick images from the media library, which are the images that have already been loaded onto your site. And in a lot of cases, those are the images that came with your theme. And then they've also got a free images option here where you can scroll through and pick from these images as well. So there's lots of options here if you want to put an image on your site. And then on each widget, you're going to see a main control area here, which is particular to that certain widget that you have. So obviously the SoundCloud one is going to look different than the image one is because the settings are going to be different. But then you're also going to have a style bar here. And this allows you to change things like the width, height, those sorts of things, opacity. So if you want it to be partly opaque, partly transparent, you can adjust it there. You can add a border in, and it's pretty easy to do things like select colors. So if you want to have a border, select the border color there. Or sorry, that's the shadow actually. But if we pick solid or double there, then that's where you'd pick the border color. And then you can adjust the size of the border here just by scrolling up and down. And then lastly, you've got advanced functionality. So this is important if you want to change spacing on something, for instance. So let's say I want the spacing to be narrower here. I would go here in advanced, and then you can go and adjust here. And you can see that you can change the margins and make things, change the spacing that way. So that's important and quite useful. And then you've also got responsiveness, which is quite a useful function. So if you want to have elements that look different on desktop and mobile, so let's say that this image doesn't look good on mobile because it's too wide. Well, you can put in a different image, and you can go and turn this off with the responsiveness functionality by hitting, let's hide it on tablet and mobile. And so now if you load the page on a mobile device, this image is not going to show up. So you could, one option would be to copy this, and then you have a version that you hide on desktop. And then this one would be the one that you're then going to mobile or format for mobile. So maybe you crop it to a size or dimensions that look good on a phone, but don't look good on a computer, and vice versa. So that's a really important function that's super useful once you get into like the nitty gritty of dropping images and that sort of thing. Let's see here. And if you want to see how it looks on different devices, you can go to responsiveness mode. Sorry, this is sort of in the way. You can go to responsiveness mode, and then you can decide what kind of device you want to see. So here, now I'm going to see, okay, what does it look like on mobile? So now this image, which was showing before, and this one was grayed out, they've now flipped because I set one to show up on mobile and one to show up on desktop. And also down here, you can hit preview changes, and this will take you to what the page looks like. And then there's a history bar here. So if you make a change that you don't like, you can always go back in the history bar to the edits that you were working on in that session. This isn't going to go back to the beginning of time, but you can quickly flip through and see the different edits that you've made. And then here, navigator. This is just another way to look through the different elements on a page. So if you want to scroll through quickly and find a particular element and highlight it, you can do it that way. So that's what that's for. Let's see here. What else? So in terms of editing things like text, it's super easy. You can just highlight, go over the text, and you can edit it that way, or you can obviously edit it here. If you want to link up to text, you can highlight it, and then you can put the URL in here, and then you just put your URL there. Yeah, and if again, another way to get to the edit functionality for a particular section is to click on these three dots here, and that'll take you to that particular section and bring up the edit window on the left. So lastly, when you made any changes to your site and you want to push them live, you just go down here and hit the update button. So that's it in terms of core functionality for Elementor to get you started. Now, if you have a particular thing that you're trying to do and you're not sure how to do it, feel free to send us an email, and we can get back to you and give you a hand.